Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/TrueOffMyChest, where OP's girlfriend started hanging out with her hoe friends. Gee, I wonder what happened next. Anyways, let's begin. Did my wife cheat on me on a work trip? Posted by Reddit user Glass Support.
So this all happened probably about 8 years ago. I and my wife have been together 24 years, married for 12. So she had a work trip, she no longer works there, to a different state for training for a week. I was all good with the whole thing. We kept pretty good communication the whole time until the last day there, which was a Friday night. All of a sudden she's not answering texts or call or anything. Finally, super late like 2 a.m. or something, she calls and she's obviously been drinking. Says sorry her phone wasn't working, but she was just out with the girls she is on the trip with and I'm all whatever but had a bad feeling about it. She flies home the next day and is acting a little funny but not too alarming. So she passed out that night and her phone was sitting there. Please don't come after me about the phone. So I found texts from a number with a different area code and it's a guy that from the texts works for the same company at the branch she was visiting. There was some normal work things at first. I still don't know why he had her number, but then it turned into hey, me and the guys are outside the hotel waiting in the car. This is like 10 at night and she says I'm waiting for my boss to fall asleep and we will sneak out. Then it said a bit later we were coming out and that's all I had, so I confronted her and she freaked out and said I'm an asshole for looking at her phone and she didn't do anything and she didn't go with them and it was her coworkers that did and she was just the middleman. We didn't talk for like 2 weeks. I needed space and then eventually I just let it go because she was dead set on what happened and that is nothing. She did admit her married coworkers did cheat on their husbands, 2 of them. Also, she gets very promiscuous when she drinks. She also deleted the texts and number of the guy right when I confronted her. But I stayed because I love her, but it still bothers me today. So what do you all think? Did she do it? TLDR, wife went on a work trip and had texts of guys waiting in the car outside her hotel to pick her up. Lost contact with her that night and she got big mad when I confronted her about it. Thanks for reading and would appreciate opinions or how I can come to peace with this.
OP, it sounds like your wife had a train ran on her that night, but you chose to let it slide because you love her. If her lying and cheating on you didn't bother you years ago, why is it a problem now? Oh, that's right. Now you realize you're a pathetic simp. Well, at least you're waking up. Just divorce her, OP. And now for today's second story. My girlfriend ended a 7-year relationship and I don't know why. Posted by Reddit user Sensitive Break.
I'm a 21-year-old male, while she's 22. We began dating 7 years ago when we were quite young, and everything seemed perfect back then. Looking back, the first 4 to 5 years were really positive from my perspective. We engaged in many activities, got along well with each other's families, and things were great. Around 2 years ago, she started university and we're both still in the same city, about a 20-minute drive apart. After her initial year at university, she went through an extremely challenging phase. She ended up in the hospital for a week because she couldn't eat or drink on her own. The doctors attributed it to stress and put her on antidepressants. Since she began taking antidepressants, our relationship took a turn within a span of 6 months. Mind you, as everything mentioned occurred in that time frame, and things were excellent before this. She completely stopped showing any interest in me or anything related to me. She didn't inquire about my life, studies, work, friends, or family during these 6 months, even though I was there to listen and support her with her concerns. She started going out frequently, minimum of 2 times a week, to bars with friends she once referred to as promiscuous just a year ago. She quit her job, despite having been diligent about saving money throughout our relationship. At the start of the summer, I unintentionally saw her bank account, and she had only $6.40 left. Despite this, she continues to go out every Saturday, returning home drunk. I don't believe all her drinks are covered by her friends. That about sums it up. I would like to acknowledge any mistakes I might have made and provide a reason for the breakup, but I'm at a loss to pinpoint exactly what I did wrong. I've made an effort to ask her how I can improve things recently, because I truly wanted our relationship to succeed. However, her mother texted me this morning, informing me that my ex-partner wants nothing to do with me, and she blocked me on all platforms. I've never felt this fucked up. P.S. English is not my first language. Sorry if there are a lot of error. PS2, my heart is completely broken. Sorry if what I'm saying seems to not make any sense. PS3. Yes, this is a throwaway, and yes, Reddit hates me for giving me this username. Edit. This is my first post on Reddit which has reached more than 10 upvotes. I've been on Reddit for more than 6 years, and seeing people caring about me in the hardest time is probably the best gift I could have asked for today. Thank you.
Yeah, OP, going on girls' nights out with her hoe friends at least twice a week and getting home drunk despite being broke as fuck. Come on, man, it's obvious. After all, you are the company that you keep. Don't take her back because she will definitely be back. Good luck, man. And now for today's final story. I just told my wife who scares me I want a divorce. Posted by Reddit user Layla Orleans.
I'm not sure how I let it get this bad. I just told my wife this week that I want a divorce, and I am buzzing with pride and happiness. We've been together 12 years and have 2 small boys, 6 and 2. When we met, all went well. We had jobs in the same industry, we traveled a lot. But very quickly, it became clear that my wife doesn't have any tolerance or even understanding for things that are not done the way she would do them. She idealizes her childhood and is very close to her mother and sister. Admittedly, she grew up in a very close large family and had a pretty great childhood. But as an adult, this has morphed into a fanaticism with things being done normally. To her, normally means the way she would do them or how her mother did them. Ironically, her mom is super chill and not at all like that. Over the years, this annoyed me, but it became way worse once our children were born. Everything had to be as she wanted in the house. I couldn't choose how to dress the kids because I didn't pick the right blend of colors. If I put on a diaper, it would be redone. If I packed lunch and snacks for school, she would change the snacks to the ones she wanted. That was still the short end of the wedge. The major issue is I wake up early in the morning. I always have, and I love it. I also do fine at night on little sleep, whereas my wife is a demon if she doesn't get 8 hours. That means that I take care of 99% of kids waking up at night. I do 99% of morning prep, lunch boxes, breakfast, getting dressed, for which she chooses the clothes the night before. I always take the kids to school. Another reason I do this early is that if I do it when she's awake, I get criticized for using the wrong spoon to serve the food, or using the wrong milk for oatmeal, or not cleaning up every tiny spill the second it happens, or using the wrong dish rag, etc. Every criticism is exasperated and aggressive. She's right on some of them, but it's a constant barrage. I tune her out. I've even been told going to the bathroom is a problem because they feel me being awake. The issue is that our oldest loves to wake up early to be with me. It's a really cool time for us. We have breakfast, we watch the news, we talk about nerdy shit. But she won't have it. She insists he has to stay in bed until 6:30. I wouldn't mind, but it's torture for the kid. He hates it. He cries and moans and whines and just wants to be up and about. I am exactly the same. Now that our second is doing the same, she has begun blowing up at me aggressively. The other day, she woke up at 6 and accused me of just putting them in front of the TV in the morning, and that our eldest is short because he doesn't sleep enough. They get 1 hour of TV during holidays, and I come up with the vast majority of outing ideas. He's quite short for his age group, but nothing out of the ordinary. And I finally snapped. As I was getting yelled at again, in front of both my kids, I just said enough. I calmly said I wanted a divorce and that she would never speak to me like that again. We are away from home until next week, but I already contacted a lawyer. I am so happy. It will suck in the short term and then be such a relief. I can't wait to have my own place and the kids on my own half the time.
My god, OP, your soon-to-be ex-wife sounds like a nightmare to deal with. I don't know how you even ended up married to an annoying control freak of a Karen. But at least you're gonna be free now. I just hope your sons will be okay with a mother like that. May God bless their soul. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.